The document I'm going to be working with today is found in Essex County Deed Book 35 on page 22. In July 1798, Spencer Clark and his wife Anne sold a part of their land to Robert Hoskins of King and Queen County, Virginia. I begin by making an abstract of the record. I start with a shorthand designation, DB 3522, that indicates to me this is a deed book and gives me the number of the book, 35, and the page number, 22. I record the month and year of the transaction, the names of the grantor and grantee, and basic information about them using shorthand. SFP shows the Clarks were residents of South Farnham Parish, Essex County. K&Q stands for King and Queen County, Virginia. I also record the acreage and any description of that acreage found in the deed, and then transcribe the survey calls exactly as written. After that's done, I make a duplicate of the survey calls and break them out line by line. I also convert the compass directions and distances found in the survey calls into the format used by the application Plat Plotter, which I'll use to generate the survey outline. I'm going to move the flag to the location in Essex County where I would like to place the start of the survey. This doesn't have to be the exact spot where the survey really began, it just needs to be an identifiable place that I can easily align on my satellite view of the county. Using a program called Snagit, I make a screenshot of that survey outline and then copy that over to Adobe Photoshop where I'm building the map. I start by aligning the screenshot and doing any scaling or position moves if necessary to make sure it matches. Once I'm sure it's properly matched, I use a tool called the Pen tool to create an outline of the lines on the screenshot. The lines are then converted to a selection, and then a 2-pixel wide stroke in white is added to an empty layer. This outline of the property is what I call a wireframe. Next, I begin adding the survey data to the wireframe. The survey stated that we started at a marked ash in a small stream called Bush's Spring Branch, and then going northeast along the property line of someone with the surname Simcoe to a willow tree in a swamp that was also a corner to the glebe land. This is great information because now we have an old name for a small stream, a name of an adjacent landowner, and we know this property adjoins the South Farnham Parish glebe land. Moving northwest now along the glebe line, we come to a white oak corner to another landowner with the surname Greenwood. The next survey calls follow the boundary of Greenwood's property. The text pins I'm making will come in handy when I start plotting out adjacent properties, because these line trees or other survey points may appear in the deeds of adjacent landowners. That marked ash tree at the beginning or the willow in the swamp may turn out to be common corners used by multiple landowners. If Robert Hoskins sells this property at a future date and a new survey of the land is recorded, that new survey could potentially indicate if any of the surrounding landowners changed as well. Seeing all this data on the map wireframe will be very helpful as I work to align Spencer Clark's land with that of his neighbors and then correctly position it on the landscape. Lastly, in the center of the outline, I add the basic information found in the primary source record, in this case the year, 1798, the names of the grantor and grantee, Spencer Clark to Robert Hoskins, the acreage, and the shorthand citation DB 3522 associated with this wireframe plot. All these layers are then grouped into a folder which I'll name similarly. Now I can move this entire group around as needed, and that is how this piece of the puzzle was created from scratch. Clark's property won't be finalized on the map for some time. I know that it was located in this general vicinity, but I'm not exactly sure where just yet. I need to figure out who the surrounding landowners were and the outlines of their properties, which stream was being referred to as Bush's Spring Branch, and which of the many swamps the deed was referring to. I found a potential clue in Chancery File Folder 1791-008, John Montague versus the Administrator of Reuben Bush. It has a plot showing the location of Reuben Bush's land adjacent to Captain William Montague in 1771. The plot shows Bush's property was located along the county road. Route 17 passes through this area now, but much of the original county road in this area is still in use today and is called Route 602. By using a USGS survey map created pre-Route 17, which I aligned with the satellite image showing Route 602, I'm fairly confident based on the curvature of the road in the plot that I can locate where Reuben Bush's property was once located. His property may eventually lead me to finding the location of Montague's Tavern, Bush's Spring Branch, and the precise location of Spencer Clark's land. That's all for now. I'll show how to plot out a more complicated property in a future post.